Okay, Paige, let's have a look at the sketchbook now. Um, okay, so right from the start, we've got the photographs you've taken. Even at this stage, it would be good to perhaps revisit some of the images you've taken, take some more. There's no reason why you couldn't do a fold-out page and increase the volume of pieces of for photographs you've taken, and even refine them a little bit. Yep, good food and drink, mind map, going back, thinking about maybe other things you could add. Nice to see some of these annotated. I think this is a particularly interesting one, the way it's got this strange blue colour. And to say something about that would be very good. There's numerous evaluation sheets to help you talk about the kind of mood it might create. Okay, so I can see that you've put more writing in, and that's a good thing. I'd like to see a little bit of going back and reworking perhaps on some of these items. Quite strong use of colour Daniel Gordon has. There's no reason why you couldn't actually put down maybe some more closer studies perhaps down here, perhaps identifying the fact that it's made out of paper, it's 3D, it's a 3D object made out of paper. When you get the opportunity to chop up one of these sheets, it's probably a good idea, because otherwise it's kind of just literally how I've handed it to you, without any kind of alteration. It'd be good to make some sort of alteration here. This piece, I would go back, I would work on that again. The photograph is online for this particular piece. I'd perhaps rework some of it in the way that you know how, because a year on, you're that much better at it. And you're moving away from this business of doing the outline and into doing more kind of detailed stuff on the surface. So this needs a little bit of work. There's a space underneath here also, perhaps to talk a little bit about the lightness and darkness, or just simply to have the photograph that you work from. This is an interesting kind of mix, an early mix of things that you've done. And I think that's really good, because when you remix things, you're developing ideas, you're making investigations, you're mixing things together. It'd be good to see where you've got the inspiration from, and to actually have stills perhaps of, if it's a video game, stills from a video game. And then we're straight onto the print. So a little bit of a jump there into the print. It'd be nice to see how you got to the print from here. So I would suggest some sort of titling, first print experiments, and then perhaps even a fold out saying, or demonstrating where you got this particular kind of group of shapes and so on from. This is interesting. That's nice and soft and delicate. I'd maybe go over the surface a bit with a few little dots where the pores of the strange lemon are. There's no reason why you shouldn't add some more items in here. We've got some. You could add a few more in. We've got some other pattern sheets which would be useful to help think about drawing with patterns. Sheet like this, quite empty. I mean, really, you could do with getting another line underway and putting another layer of a print on top of these ones. I think that's probably a priority, really, because the print needs a little bit more work on it. How are these better than the other ones? How are they different? How do they relate to food, and what sort of mood or state of mind do they create in relation to food? So this is a little sheet of what you've been marked on. It's good to have that in there. Further print experiments. This is where it starts to get a little bit interesting with the types of printing. You've got lino printing along with ink transfer printing on top, and you've reintroduced the food. What effect does this have? Given that you've got some strange blue sort of thing going on with the photograph here, you could be writing in here what effect this has when you layer it up with what's underneath. This is a good start to the Emily. We need to know it is the Emily. So a page in here where, if you can see you've got the page on the next one there, but where you've got some more refinement. You've got some lovely details coming in here and here also. It's a shame the colours come through from the back, which is why we really got to ban these felt tips. But nonetheless, I would still go over this and get more detail. Like, there's not much in there, and you know, it needs to be kind of, you need to raise the game with this one. Good to see more writing there. You've got the Keith Arnott, and so own version of Keith Arnott. Perfect chance to make more photos of food, possibly that is kind of rotten or just doesn't look nice at all. Exploring something looking attractive and something not. Good to have these mind maps in. Maybe tidy them up a little bit. Again, watch out if you felt tip. It needs something down here. Perhaps something related to the Sigma Polka study, which is probably your most finished piece of work yet. So we need a little reference to him to to complete that connection. So we go straight from the what if to the Sigma Polka. Maybe down here there's an opportunity to show how you layer up things. You've mixed things earlier. Here you've mixed things earlier in the way that Sigma Polka would jumble a number of things together and overlap them. And right down there is the possibility of thinking, okay, well, what if you mixed some of those food images with something else? And in a way that Sigma Polka does just that, he mixes various images together to make quite a surreal sort of combination. Again, you've got a number of opportunities here. This is a terrific piece to be looking at in the detail you've done, and I believe a study of this is coming up. It'd be nice to have it in the same spot, really. Yeah, I would finish this off. This is a strong page, it's bold, it's ambitious. Go back to it, go over these lips. Yeah, finish those off. I think that was a really good place to be at. And here's your study. Okay, so it's just getting more ambitious. And I think when you look at something like this, compared to where you were with your pattern drawing of the lemon way back at the start, you need to go back and do some more work on it. This is, I'd make this much clearer that it's kind of a print, it's sketchy, it's sort of quite done quite sort of simply and crudely, maybe going over it again a bit harder to show that it's really quite deliberate in the way that it's not really finished. Drawing a canteen, that's looking good. Yeah, like it. If there's a way of tidying up any little details, it sits very well on the page, whoops, but tidying up any little details would be a good thing to do. Getting the sense of that perspective as it goes in, writing a little bit more about it, getting a photograph of it also, or a number of photographs of it. So again, looking at the pop art, good ambitious size of the page of the study there. Purpose of drawing, interesting to get these little kind of sketches and not sketches, little sort of annotations here. It'd be good to have something down here, perhaps a little summary or some examples of some drawing. Okay, so the perspective, that you need to have reference to your canteen drawing there, because that's what the part of the exercise of drawing the canteen was about, is getting the idea of this as perspective. Okay, so second batch of drawings, definitely finish this. It's different medium, it's paint, and maybe even put some pastel in there. Very important to finish this. Yeah, rather isolated photographs of the food there. Again, you take some pictures of some food again, we can lend you one of those big cameras and you're going to be able to supplement this page really nicely, filling this page down the bottom. Okay, so did you do any weaving? I don't remember seeing any weaving coming up there. Yeah, that's ambitious. Check your range of pencils, 2Bs, 4Bs. Can exaggerate the tones here and there. Don't worry about going back to pieces. It's very valuable to go back to pieces because they're already 99% of the way there, and sort of finishing them off. Definitely not doing things like making the outlines more clear or stuff like that. Finishing them off in other ways, perhaps like all these lines down here. Maybe there's some way of introducing those now. Again, another a good page, a good study. What was it all about? What did it mean to you? What did you like about it? It's your job, Paige, to really dig out the words to describe why you chose this one. It's an interesting one. It won't be easy digging the words out, but you need to be saying them. Faces, I'd tidy this up a little bit, possibly, and maybe other media. using different types of drawing. When we did the drawing styles, I believe you've got one of these further on as well. At least finishing one of these where you're demonstrating the whole range of colour mixing. Yep, keep working at the drawing, working out where things go. There's plenty of sheets online to help you with this, and it's difficult. You've done a good job in piecing parts of it together. Keep working it out. It'll just get better and better. Color studies, yeah, I think that color studies refers to looking at different types of color palettes used by different artists. And your drawing styles, okay, I hope those are coming up soon. Different drawing styles will help you with different drawing styles when you draw half a face. What sorts of tones go in these other parts here? How is the face put together with the muscles underneath? Maybe the dissection project later on will help with that. Okay, let's get examples of these drawing styles really thoroughly done. I think they're coming up, some of them. Very important to show that you're choosing a different style of drawing. Photographs, good to have them spaced out. Interesting photographs. Why do they come in now? What is it you want to do with them? How do they relate to what's gone before? Are you going to work out how to draw a face more now? In which case, a simple bit of titling at the start would be very useful. For example, photographs taken to develop the idea of creating a portrait would be absolutely fine by way of helping people understand what's going on. Okay, let's move on. A little bit stuck there. I think generally the way forward with this, just while this is stalling and reloading, is to think about how you can join up the separate parts of the book and make responses that are very much your own.